Hello out there, and welcome to A Fork Full of Noodles. I'm your host, Krish Mohan. Racism. Now, it's something I've been privy to since I was just a young lad of 8. Most people consider racism to be a threat to our society, but quite honestly, I welcome racism the same way those red-skinned savages welcomed that Dago meathead Columbus and his Guinea friends back in 1492. Races are needed in this world to make every minority feel more individualistic and cultured, and for the white majority to feel like they're part of a global community without getting a passport or leaving their neighborhood. All they have to do is grab a Slurpee off a Ahib at the corner store or see a full Spanish play about the Miserables. Or they can get off to some high-class French porn, only to make fun of their gay accents at the end. I believe that we need racists on the front line speaking their mind about the dangers of diversity. You might ask why? Because most of them are just harmless and hilariously amusing. I mean, what fun would America be if there wasn't guys sitting and watching a hockey game complaining about why we have to play the Canadian national anthem in American National Hockey League on their American Toshiba TVs. Being a minority in a country like the United States is like being in an indie band. Only a few college kids know about you, and when your band starts getting airplay, all the mainstream bands want to make an indie-only station and burn a cross in the garage where you record your music. Most of the time, you hear the same slurs, and there's no real research done on the cultures these racists don't like. So it's basically like listening to the radio. It's the same tune over and over and over and over and over and over and I once heard a teacher refer to the US as a cultural salad because all the different vegetables, aka the ethnicities, are in the same bowl, aka the country, but still maintain their individuality. Getting on board with this is pretty easy as long as we clarify that it's a deep fried Oreo and a Dorito salad where each individual salad ingredient is arguing whether or not there should be a wall to keep more Doritos from entering the salad. Look, racism isn't singled out only to white folk. All races are guilty of racism. Sometimes two different races will team up to discriminate against a race that they mutually hate, like a black guy and a Jewish guy hanging out at the Taco Bell making fun of the Asian for the way he said chalupa. There are even some people in the world that believe racism is over. They say we live in a post-racial world. I like to call those people the racist of the future. They mask themselves between smiles and champagne glasses and tell everybody how great their lives are since they've accepted people of all races. But really, they're the most racist of all. There are plenty of people who are also very sensitive about the issue of race. Most of these people are minorities in some fashion. They get distraught, enraged, upset when they hear the idea of racial stereotypes being brought up into conversation. Look, I have been on the receiving end of these stereotypes, and the best thing to do is to embrace it. You can't change your ethnicity, so make it a strength rather than a weakness and disarm those stupid little bigots. Hey, listen, if you're a Polish guy, keep trying to read that upside down Captain Underpants book. You'll eventually get it. If you're Jewish, flaunt your bank job and your delicious, delicious sandwiches. If you're black, stand up at that KFC and scream, "I love this damn place." If you're Indian, raise your stethoscope in the air in excitement and joy, despite the fact that you're drowning in med school debt. And if you're Swedish, let everybody know that you really don't know what a table looks like, but you've got meatballs. And all the bigots listening out there, I have one thing to say to you. I am not Aziz Ansari. I will never embrace that. That's all for today's Forkful of Noodles. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at KrishMohanHaha. Check out everything we do at RamenNoodlesComedy.com, and be sure to support our friends at Touchfaster at Touchfaster.com. Also, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. Thank you again for listening, and we will see you next time.